Welcome back. Let's talk money, and this time we're focusing on the teenagers because they need it.
It's never too early for any of us to really start understanding the importance of how to properly manage your finances. And joining us now is Eva Baker. She is the founder and CEO of teensgotsense.com. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so first of all, let's find out, how did you get interested in finances? So much so that you decided to start this website with a goal of helping teenagers.
Yeah, so when I was a teen myself, I was about 16 years old, I really just started realizing that my experience with money was not the norm. My parents were very hands-on with my brother and I and educating us about personal finance, but as I kind of started realizing and having some conversations with my parents, it hit me that a lot of kids go off to college with no basic understanding of how to budget for groceries or anything like that, and I just thought that was absolutely insane. And so I started Teens Got Sense. It's just a way to help give that basic knowledge of how money works so that you can kind of have a good footing and not go on to make some of those really big mistakes that a lot of people do.
Good foundational knowledge.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So what did you find out? What are teens right now? What are the typical things they're saving for? And
yeah, so contrary to popular belief, like teens do have financial goals that they set for themselves, whether that's, saving up for a car, saving up for college, but a lot of times it's just things like, having money to be able to go out with their friends on the weekend or buying clothes, buying new technology, things like that. But those kind of bigger future expenses are things that teens are thinking about and trying to start preparing for. But a lot of times the biggest question is, how am I going to earn the money to start saving and reaching those goals?
Okay, so that's where you come in with some advice. How
Yes.
do I learn to save to make sure that I can do what I want later? Okay,
Absolutely.
starting with, allowance. Giving yourself an allowance.
Yes, so I think that not every teen gets an allowance from their parents, but I think if you do, it can be a good way to stop looking at that as just spending money, but starting to put some of that aside as well. And I realize a lot of times it can be discouraging to only put aside $5 at a time or something like that, but it does add up, and it is worth it to do that, even though it may not seem like a lot.
yeah, one thing I was frustrated with some kids I know that are related to me was what is with teens not wanting to get jobs as early as, I remember getting a job at 10 years old if I could. Part-time jobs are huge.
They are huge, and it's really difficult to find a part-time job as a teen, but I think it's a really, really great way, obviously, to earn money. You're going to be having a regular income, and that's super important and really, really helpful when you're trying to save, but also you're going to learn a lot of really valuable life skills. I remember my part-time job I had in high school, it was invaluable to me, just learning how to deal with people and be a decent human being, show up on time, things like that. So I think if teens can find a part-time job, I think it's incredibly valuable, and also, just the money aspect of it is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is true. And then another thing you say is start your own business. I remember I started a lemonade stand. We lived in a dead-end street. So I didn't have a lot of traffic that went through, but at least the experience of starting your own business is something that you say is really beneficial.
Absolutely, and so a lot of teens are turning to that because it is so difficult to find a part-time job. So go around your neighborhood, knock on doors, see if there's any odd jobs you can do, mowing the lawns or babysitting, walking dogs, stuff like that. But you can also get more creative with it. If you have a passion and love something, you can find a way to turn that into making money. Like if you like to bake or do crafts, or even if you're a guy and you love sports and you play basketball, you could have a day-long basketball camp for the neighborhood kids where they could come and teach them how to play basketball, and their parents could
think outside the box.
Exactly,
right?
You can get really, really creative with it, and you can do something that you love and earn money at the same time.
All right, we got one that you want to talk about, the envelope saving system. What do you got?
Yes. So, that's the other big question is, teens, once I have this money, how do I manage it? And for me, the easiest thing is using the envelope system. So what you're going to do is you're going to get just normal, regular mailing envelopes. You're going to sit down, think about your priorities and goals, and you're going to label the envelopes with them. So, if saving up for a car is something you want to do, you're going to have a car envelope.
Perfect.
But also you want to have, do some fun stuff too. So if you like to buy clothes, have a clothing envelope or just a spending envelope. And one thing that's so great about this system is that it allows you to save for your future and the things that are important for you, but it also allows you to be able to do the fun stuff that you want to do right now.
Yeah, and to physically see the money going into the envelope too, and you physically see it versus just numbers on a computer screen.
Yeah, the money does not go straight to your wallet. All of it has to go through the envelopes, and that helps it gets divvied out.
Good ideas.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You can learn more by checking out her website, which is teensgotsense.com.